Hi there. Nice to see you. My name is Stacy. I'm so happy to be reading with you today. I work at CHEK. It's a television station here in Victoria, and this is the studio where I do my job most every day. But today, I'm so happy to be sharing this book with you. It's one of my kids' favorites. They're a bit older now, and they read different kinds of stories, but when they were younger, they loved Farmer Bill. It's by Matthew Fernandes, and I think one of the reasons why we loved it is because we live in Metchosin, and there are lots of pretty brilliant farms and farmers in Metchosin. So are you ready? Let's get started. I'm pretty excited. I haven't read this book in a long time. As the morning sun peeked over the hills, the rooster crowed a mighty crow, waking Farmer Bill from his dreams. Every day began this way, and with this, Farmer Bill was happy. After breakfast, Farmer Bill went out to feed the chickens. He collected the eggs and piled them high in his sturdy straw basket, and with this, he was happy. Then Farmer Bill went off to milk the cows. He filled the tin buckets with creamy white milk, and with this too, he was happy. In the afternoon, Farmer Bill went out to shear the sheep. He piled their woolly coats into burlap bags, and with this, he was happy. And when all the chores were done, Farmer Bill and Mrs. Bill watched the sun go down behind the hill. One day, Little Bill came to visit from the city. Little Bill arrived in a big, flashy car. It had been some time since they'd seen their son, and this was a wonderful surprise. Little Bill hugged Mrs. Bill and Farmer Bill and told them about life in the big city. They stayed up talking half the night. The very next morning at the crack of dawn, just like every other morning at the crack of dawn, the rooster crowed a mighty crow. Little Bill moaned, "Oh, what a horrible way to start the day." He crawled out of bed, drove into town, and came back with a clock radio. "Here," he said to Farmer Bill, "now you can wake up to music. Nobody wakes up to roosters anymore. Get with the times, Dad." "Well, all right," said Farmer Bill. "Uh-oh," said Mrs. Bill. Upon hearing the news that he'd been replaced, the rooster packed his bag and went to stay with his Aunt Matilda. The very next day, Little Bill burst into the hen house with a big surprise. "It's called the Egg-O-Matic," he cried. "This marvelous machine makes eggs twice as fast as those old hens, and the eggs are 3 times bigger. Think of all the time you'll save." "Well, all right," said Farmer Bill. "Uh-oh," said Mrs. Bill. Upon hearing the news that they had been replaced, the chickens went off to live by the sea. Several days later, Little Bill ran into the barn with yet another surprise. "It's called the Amazing Milk Maker," he cried. "It makes 3 times the milk as those old-fashioned cows, and you don't have to lift a finger. Imagine all the time you'll save." "Well, all right," said Farmer Bill. "Uh-oh," said Mrs. Bill. Upon hearing the news that they had been replaced, the cows left the farm to take up golf. Things began to move pretty quickly on the farm. So many machines, so many changes, and as Farmer Bill was about to discover, it wasn't over yet. "It's called the wondrous woolly weaver," cried Little Bill. "It makes wool 4 times faster in 6 different colors, and you don't need any sheep. Imagine the time you'll save." Farmer Bill scratched his head. "Uh-oh," said Mrs. Bill. Upon hearing the news that they had been replaced, the sheep left the farm to go skiing in the mountains. Everything seemed to be taken care of, so Little Bill kissed his parents goodbye and returned to the city. Months went by. The radio turned itself on and off. The Egg-O-Matic made twice as many eggs. The Amazing Milk Maker made 3 times the milk. The wondrous woolly weaver made 4 times the wool in 6 different colors. One day Little Bill phoned. "Isn't it great?" he asked. "Now you're the most successful farmer in the world. Thanks to technology, you finally have time to relax and be happy." But even though the farm produced twice as many eggs, 3 times the milk, and 4 times the wool in 6 different colors, Farmer Bill wasn't happy. He decided to take up painting to pass away the time. He painted cows with baby calves. He painted sheep with baby lambs. He painted roosters. He painted hens. And when he ran out of paper, he painted on the walls. He painted on the furniture. He even painted on the eggs. One day, when there was nothing left in the house that wasn't painted, he put down his brushes and sighed. I'm not Painter Bill. I'm Farmer Bill. I don't want to be the greatest farmer in the world. I want to be me, and I don't like these machines. Please take them away. Mrs. Bill was thoughtful. She'd never seen her husband so sad before. The very next morning, she went to all the animals. We miss you, she wrote in letters. Please come home. And you know what? They did. And with this, Farmer Bill was happy. Well, that's the book, Farmer Bill. I really love this book, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Thanks for letting me share it with you today. Nice to see you. Have a great rest of your day.